What if your success wasn't the whole story? What if there's more and you're ready for it? Hi, welcome back to the Full Weight of Joy podcast. My name is Tammy. I'm so excited to have this episode today. I have been planning this episode for the last couple of months. It's one that's been challenging for me to record. I didn't have all the information, which just proved to me why I just needed to do this. I needed to share with you what's going on in my world and bring you along with this journey. So I've been threading in that there's going to be a big change on the podcast. And today I want to talk to you about the change, why the change, and what it means for you and what it means for us. I feel like you're part of this journey as well. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be on this journey. So let's dive in. Let's talk about it. But first, I was trying to think of what story, what metaphor could I talk about that would really bring this to light. I was in my closet and I was realizing that a lot of my summer clothes no longer fit. I started down this rabbit hole and thinking about it's not wrong. It doesn't, it's the wardrobe that no longer fits. It used to fit. But then I was like, no, because let's face it, in our older age, some of our clothes don't fit. But also it wasn't just the size. It was the styles as well. It just didn't fit who I am now. And so I went down the rabbit hole and I was like, let's not talk about the wardrobe that no longer fits. Although we all understand it. We have the seasons where, even a winter coat does not work in summer in Oklahoma. A summer bathing suit, summer shorts don't work in Idaho in the middle of winter, or actually in Oklahoma in the middle of winter for that matter as well. But it's not that it's wrong. It just doesn't fit who you are now. And that's what this rebrand is. It's a new outfit for the voice grown into. When I was diving in there, I was like, okay, what other metaphor can I talk about? My nephew is playing baseball and he was in t-ball and he had this short little bat. And I realized that now, he started when he was like 4 or 5. And so we had this tiny little adorable bat that weighed nothing. And now he's 10. He's moved from t-ball to baseball. And this is when it starts getting good. They're starting to do kid pitch. And his bat no longer works for who he is now, for his position now. He had that tiny little bat and it's too light. It's too short. Like he has to be right on top of the plate in order to hit it, which is just dangerous, especially when there's just learning kid pitch. It gave me that idea of it's not wrong. Having that little bat when he first started was what he needed. I was talking with his mom and talking about the bats that are popular now. And for 10-year-old, there's like $300 bats. And you're like, oh my gosh, but they outgrow that in a year or two. And so we were researching and trying to find a bat that was, fit him now, but wasn't outrageously priced. But again, we know that bat is not the last one he's going to have. He loves baseball. Chances of him going to play in middle school and high school, there's a good chance, which means that he's not going to keep that t-ball bat. He's also not going to keep his 10-year-old bat. And as we look at our identity, we get to think the same thing, which is way better than thinking, oh, these clothes are not going to fit me now, and I'm going to have to get a whole nother wardrobe. It's time to get a bat that fits now. Because if I kept the same focus, it wouldn't speak to my heart now. And it's just the same as when you are stepping into this new identity of leadership, when you're stepping into this new identity, whether it's self-leadership or volunteer leadership, or you're now stepping into being a CEO, a manager, a director, you're leading people, because let's face it, in this world, everything's about people. In this world of AI, information is not as important anymore as application, as action, as implementation, as all those action words. It's time to take action. And it's not a wrong step. It's not a wrong pivot. It's not a wrong place to be. In fact, it's exactly where you need to be. If he was now 10 years old and still in t-ball and still needed that t-ball bat, he would have grown. He wouldn't be as fun to watch play because he would have stayed stagnant. We don't want to stay stagnant. We don't want our identity to stay stagnant. Our identity is constantly stretching and growing as we are. Our purpose is constantly stretching and growing as we are. Our leadership is constantly stretching and growing as we are. And it's time for the full weight of joy to step into its next pivot, its next step. And it's going to become a leader's purpose. Now, what to expect? Let's talk about how the full weight of joy came as a second step to her restored spirit. And if you go back and listen, it's not that any of those episodes, in fact, there's some really good episodes. And I realized that it's not that they're wrong. These are still great episodes. They're all out there still. And it's not that the full weight of joy is wrong. It taught me to allow the growth, to allow the pivot, allow the stretch. And I hope that it taught you that as well. And it was the right change. It was that right step for the moment. And now from coach into transformational leadership guide, it is the new evolution. It's the bigger version. I didn't walk away from helping people. You still are welcome on this journey. You're the reason why I am allowing myself to shift, to change, to grow. I know that you're ready for it too. That your success isn't your whole story. There's more and you're ready for it. You're ready to see, okay, all of these things that we've been doing, learning how to carry the full weight of joy instead of the weight of the world. Now, what do you want to do with it? Let's take it and become more action-packed. And so this is an internal shift, not just a business one. I didn't walk away from helping people. I stepped into a bigger version of it, and you can too. You may have outgrown the version of success that you once dreamed of. When I started the business, when I started even school to become a therapist over a decade ago, which is crazy for me to think, I finished school over a decade ago, the version of the dreams that I had are not the same versions as I have now. Some of the dreams I've stepped into, and some of them just kept growing as God gave me clarity. You're craving this clarity, meaning, and more honest kind of leadership. And you want to show up as who you are without burning out, without shrinking back, without proving your worth. So many of my clients, they're ready for the next opportunity. They're ready to take a bigger step, a bolder step into who they are. And sometimes they feel the imposter syndrome. They feel that it is not the right place for them, or they have to work to deserve what they've already worked to deserve. This is part of why I'm shifting from the full weight of joy to a leader's purpose, because I want to help you embrace the version of yourself that you have now. I want to help you find clarity, meaning, and that honest kind of leadership that you're looking for. And I want to show you how easy it can be to show up as yourself. You don't have to burn out. You don't have to shrink back, and you don't have to prove your worth. You can step into who you're called to be and get excited about it. Yesterday, the family and I went to see How to Train Your Dragon. We saw the live action version. I loved the cartoon version. I loved the idea of it. Honestly, I would love to ride a dragon. I think that would be really fun. One of the things that really stuck to me is they kept telling Hiccup at the beginning, they're like, well, we need less of that. And he's like, you just gestured at all of me. And then towards the end, they said, we just needed more of that. And he said, you just gestured at all of me. No, he leaned into who he was called to be. He didn't listen to the naysayers. He didn't listen. He had to look at himself clearer through those and really understand what made him different. And that's what we get to do as well. Because sometimes other people are not ready for the new version of ourselves. It doesn't mean that it's wrong. Our bosses may not be ready. The people who we manage and lead may not be ready, but you are, and you get to bring them along. And so this new show is for the leader who knows there's more and wants to lead with purpose, not pressure. That's what I'm going to lean into more of, this whole idea, because this idea of purpose. It's such an inspirational, aspirational idea. And what I want to turn that into a strategic and tactical idea. That our purpose is not something that we are always striving for and will never, it's like the elusive thing that we're striving for and we'll never get. It's actually at our core of who we are. So it's what a leader's purpose. It's really about realigning your identity and impact. It's about leaning from within rather than focusing on the external things around us, external validation, external learning. Yeah, those books, those classes, those things you're taking are great. And if you don't do the deep work within, then those books and those tactics aren't going to actually last. And it's also living a life that feels as good as it looks. You get to be who you're called to be all the time. You get to be you without burning out, without chucking it all and moving to Bali. We get to have a life that we're proud of no matter what. We're going to do the same Shine framework. We're going to walk through how to see yourself, hear your calling, integrate your whole self, navigate your path, and embody your purpose in your business, your leadership, your legacy, because it's when we're one person. And those are different facets. It's like a diamond ring, those different sides that are all working together to make the beautiful shine. It's not one or the other. And so with a leader's purpose, I really want to lean into more of what does it mean for you? What does identity and impact mean for you? How do you lead from within, understanding your strengths, your weaknesses, which are typically like strengths in disguise, or it's signs of your overused strengths. There's things we can do there to show you that your weaknesses are actually not your weaknesses. But we get to lean into who we're called to be and how we bring value, how we bring impact, how we be fulfilled, not just overworked, not just overburdened. We don't have to constantly strive. We get to lean in. And so as we're going, just know that this isn't just a rebrand, it's a recalibration. And I'm bringing you with me. So if you felt the nudge, if you've whispered to yourself, I think I'm ready for something deeper, this podcast is your space. This podcast is for you. And again, I love comments. I love questions. Like, reach out to me if you have an idea for this podcast. I have some guests coming. I have a couple that I've already recorded that I'm going to share over the next couple of months, as well as just people that I want to have on who are examples of living their purpose. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being a loyal listener. I know several of you who have been with me since day one. Like, I'm at over 300 episodes now. I'm getting ready to cross over 50,000 downloads, which blows my mind. I can't wait till it crosses over that and I can share that with you. But as I was looking at what's next, what's the next step, God's been placing this on my heart for probably about almost a year now. And it's about 6 months ago where he told me, he's like, okay, it's time to get serious about this. And it's just a few months ago that it all kind of materialized and I could see the picture. I could see the next step, that this next identity, this next vision, this next thing. Because honestly, I don't even know what what God has planned for it. And one of the ways that I've grown as an Enneagram 1 is, and as the improver, as the reformer, is leaning into the fact that I don't know what is completely coming next, and I'm okay with it. I don't know how to make it better, and I'm okay with it because I know that it gets there naturally. So in this journey, walk with me, come with me. Let's do this together. If you feel this nudge, if you feel the whispering to yourself, I think I'm ready for something deeper. If you want to understand how to lead from within, how to realign your identity and your impact, and how to feel fulfilled in your life, not just in your business, not just in your personal. And let's be honest, a lot of times if we're not feeling fulfilled in all areas of our life, we lean into our strengths. We lean into what's easy, but that doesn't fulfill us either. So let's recalibrate that. Let's realign that. Let's become who God called you to be. All right, friend. I hope that you are excited about this. I know that you're like, I've been dreaming, praying, planning this for months. And I know that you're just on this journey with me. And not only that, is we get to change the style simply because we've grown, just because we get to upgrade our bats because our position now is a lot stronger. Doesn't mean that we were in the wrong spot. It means we did the work and we're ready for what's next. We did the things that God's called us to, and he's putting us back in the fire and he's refining us to our next step. I just want to say thank you so much for joining us. I can't wait. Next week is our first official episode of A Leader's Purpose, and I can't wait to see you there. Choose joy till joy feeds you. Bye for now.